What's going on, everybody? How you doing? Jaguar Wright, Wolfgang Amadeus, set in the West. And we need to talk about this. So let's talk about it. You want to start it off?
Do I want to start it off? Yeah,
Hey, Kenzen.
I started off. I didn't set it off though. I did not set it off. I'll say that. They chose to set it off. So since it was about a couple of weeks back, we started a basically started doing what you call the Demore Hadley story.
Hmm.
Can everybody hear me? Do I sound good? Okay. Um yeah, a few weeks back, started a series. The Demore Hadley story. For those who don't know, there's a lawsuit where the daughter of um, the CEO of Roc Nation sued her for it's a bunch of stuff. It's a civil suit though. It's not nothing criminal, but a lot of the stuff in this story is criminal. And we decided let's cover it. We did our due diligence. We researched. We spoke to a few people and said, yeah, let's run this and everything across the board. Jaguar interviewed her, did an excellent job at interviewing her. And like I told you, I said the hard part is post production, doing it. And you made my job easy because stories put together very nice. Interview, told her the right questions, uh, not leaning, not being you just got straight to the point, and it's a good story. Got part one out there, part two is out there as well. I'm in the lab getting together to do part three. I wake up this morning and there's a strike on the channel. From who? We got a strike from the CEO of Roc Nation, Desiree Perez. And I'm just like, part of the game is this. It's crazy. This person is. Uh, I mean, I figure she had more time. She had more things to do with her time. But yeah, got a strike on the channel from her, from the owner of the CEO of Roc Nation, Desiree Perez,
And
struck
co-owner.
the channel. Co-owner, yes, co-owner. And I'm like, yo, what part of the game is this? I'm, I'm nobody. Well, I am somebody, but I'm not CNN. I'm not a producer for CNN and NBC, ABC, none of that. This is independent media. We get a strike for putting out pertinent information about a story, about a lawsuit of and everything that I checked out, everything looks like I'm not being biased either. I'm just looking at the story and I'm like, I think the people need to see this. But yeah, we got a strike from Desiree Perez. And I just found that
See,
very peculiar.
it's not just the strike. It's not about a strike. It's about what the video was struck for. When you put in a copyright strike, it's supposed to be for something that is not being used properly or something that belongs to someone else
Right.
that wasn't given permission for. You can't just put in a copyright strike because you don't like something.
Yeah.
There has to be pertinent, relevant, real reason for why it's being taken down.
Yeah, like defamatory, so like just I mean, for the most part, I understand if it was something defamatory, if it was AI, if it was something, but
You
no, it was
like all of the stuff that they do to me on this very app.
right. Yeah.
I don't know how many AI crap I've seen of me. I don't know how much of my content from channels that were taken down illegally. And I'm going to say it. I have had 7 channels removed illegally due to YouTube law. Okay. I have had
Mhm.
7 channels where I have exposed all of the duplicitous, terrible, illegal things, all of the cyber crimes that have happened to me in real time, in real time. And they were taken down, and people were allowed to screen record it and still use it. I just saw another video of someone trying to say that there was a hit put out on me because
Hmm.
of everything that I said about Diddy and Jay-Z. And all of the images that were used were of all of the gaslighting attempts that happened against me in 2023, all
Thank you,
all
Lane
done by
Hoffman.
YouTubers. Thank you, Lane.
Thank
But
you.
let's just be clear. None of that was taken down. None of that is taken down. Matter of fact, for years, I sat on this app trying to strike, and I was not allowed to strike because of a system, the way it was set up in the system. My videos weren't even registered as my own videos. All kinds of craziness has happened. And meanwhile, all of these liars, all of these disinformationists, all of these scam artists, these frauds are allowed to run with this stuff day after day after day. You know, there's been a lot of things going on. There's been all kinds of striking going on. We just had 2 YouTubers whose funeral was just a week ago,
Mm.
going back and forth with strike wars. I also find it interesting that people that are about to get caught in doing cyber crimes and cyber criminal terrorism things and so on and so forth and all of this and all of that, their channels are now also just disappearing.
Hmm.
There's a lot of
Conveniently.
covering. Oh, conveniently.
Conveniently.
Very
Yeah.
much so, conveniently. Um, and it incenses me to a point because to what point is YouTube going to be responsible for any of what they're doing? Now, there is evidence that the picture that was so-called being struck for, which is why the
Well,
video needed to be taken.
let's walk them into that.
Okay.
And we're not gonna say too much. Jag, you say what you gonna say for sure. But we gotta walk them into that. Um,
Well, you take the
in
lead
the
and I
video,
follow.
yeah. Well, it's just pretty much. I mean, you can pick it up because I was just basically gonna just let the audience know. In the video, there was a picture that Demore gave to us that she owned. There are multiple people in the picture, um, and apparently, I guess it was copywritten by or owned by Desiree Perez. But doing research, and I'm going to get more into it, there are multiple people in the picture. Um, if there are more than 5 people in the picture and they all are in it, we're going to get into the legalities of who owns it. But the metadata should show who really owns it, and we're gonna get down to that because I'm looking at this whole situation like, wow, are you really trying to intimidate? Is this an intimidation tactic for real? Like, yeah, the picture the picture that was used, or the reason
Thank you,
why
Risha.
oh yeah, there you go, Miss War, appreciate it. The reason why the channel was struck because there was a picture that allegedly was owned by Desiree Perez, but I'm getting the receipts and it's looking like it's not. And yeah, it's just making their case look bad. I mean, if go ahead, Jack, because I mean, just walking them into that situation about the picture, and you get into the why of it.
Well, first things first, let me say this. The interview is the story of Demori Hadley. This is her story. This is
Yeah,
all of her evidence. This is everything that mass media has been avoiding.
yeah,
Mass media has been avoiding this like the plague.
yeah,
There is
yeah.
absolutely no reason in the world why this story should be being hampered and should be being just moved around
Thank
as
you,
if.
MS. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Now, I'm not going to get into all of the wagging of the dogs that have been going on and everything that's happening. But right now, what I see is clear cover up tactics. Now let's just be honest. When you start hiring people to follow people, hiring people to gaslight people, paying people off to give false statements, false testimony, when you're doing all of these things, this is you saying, I am big and I am bad and I am powerful and this is what I can do. Why bother to try to cover all of this up? If this is what your point is, why bother to cover it all up? That's like somebody walking up to somebody talking about, hey, I'm going to bust you in your face. And then when they go bust you
Hmm.
in your face, and then somebody says, hey, that's the person that hit me in the face. It wasn't me. I wasn't it. It's scary. It's really scary because if all of what you did was legal, if all of what you did was lawful, then you should just be worried about fighting this out in court. More importantly than that, you're not supposed to be contacting social media people to pass around false information, to
Hmm.
pass around false videos. And that's exactly what was done.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the whole story is, oh, well, they're trying to get out there and they're trying to tank the jury pool for this and for that. Well, if that's the case, then what do you call you putting out an AI video of something that didn't happen?
Right.
And now apparently there's more than one version of that. But we're not going to get too deep into that
Let's not.
because
Um.
there are a lot of things that need to be properly addressed. But part of the reason why we decided to do this as a series and not try to push all of this out at one time was to give it a chance to grow, to give other
Yeah.
people a chance to get involved. This wasn't about us hogging the story for clicks and views. It was about making sure that the story had a fighting chance.
Yeah.
Guys, please keep hitting the like. All you have to do is double tap the screen. Our
Yeah.
numbers are
That.
being suppressed here on the channel enough. And for those who are here in support, we're almost 75,000 strong here. We need our numbers to reflect that. Please do not let these people think that they're winning because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to create this air of arrogance saying
Yeah.
we make sure you talk about what we want you to talk about. And we're going to do whatever we want to do. And whoever's not saying what we want them to say, we're going to destroy you. We're going to take down your channel. We're going to do this. We're going like, this is insane. This
The
is
the
absolutely insane.
let me give you a little backstory because you mentioned about media and who really controls the media. I got into documentary filmmaking because I saw something that was on the news that I knew was completely false. Told you about the first time I produced a documentary about
Hmm.
the guy who claimed to be married to Madonna, and he ended up stalking Madonna. He's the only person in California that received 10 years for stalking a person. I actually met him in 2010, 2009, right? And he wanted me to do something for him, some work essentially. But the guy was low off his rocker. Did research. I talked to people. I have people in law enforcement friends, And what happened was somebody was like, "Oh man, you may need to stay away from this guy because my guy." In fact, shout out to Basil Stevens. He was Madonna's bodyguard. He said, "Yeah, look, that guy got pow 4 times with my high caliber and got back up and was still coming after me." I said, "Okay, let me leave this guy alone." The media had a story a couple of years later after Madonna did the Super Bowl, and the media was like, "Oh yeah, this guy just escaped. He just walked away from the prison." And I'm like, "Wait, what?" The whole narrative was, "Oh yeah, he was in jail. He did 10 years. He got out. Well, no, he got transferred to like some low security facility, and he just walked away." And I'm like, "No. This fool was living over here in Long Beach." And
Mm,
I said, "Okay, let me do my due diligence." And I just did my research, but I still had I had footage of him. Basically, he was trying to do what Instagram lives are now. He was trying to do that back then because he wanted to tell his story. Now, I wasn't trying to platform someone who I didn't think was credible, but I did want to hear his story. And it needed to be heard, but I still didn't help him out because I was just like, okay, yeah, just my 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 people basically was just like, yeah, let's leave this guy alone. But long story short, the media will twist and the media will spin any type of narrative they can. They said this guy was in prison since 1995, 96, and he just walked away. So it is a very interesting story, but I just realized I said the media sometimes it's not on point. They're not truthful. That's why I got into documentary filmmaking. And I said, let me just put what's really out there, what's research, what I saw. And back to this Demore situation, I just felt, yeah, the media is not going to really give this story a fair shake. So when she reached out and she wanted you, Jag, to help her get her story out. I was like, okay, yeah, let's go. I'll produce it, no problem. Still, the media really isn't even on it, but I think with this situation that's just happened right now, something might happen. I may have to go talk to some people because don't get it twisted. I know people. In fact, they're reaching out to me. I'm gonna get off this live, not soon, but I will be getting off this live to kind of talk to some entertainment attorneys and some civil rights attorneys that I know because this is disgusting. You're going after some. I'm not CNN. I'm just me.
disgusting.
This is ridiculous. I think the people media has a right to report. You can't suppress. This is not Russia. We have freedoms and liberties. The media has
We're supposed
a
to.
responsibility.
We're supposed to.
Now, I find it interesting. Let me tell y'all how God works. Find it very interesting, and I'm not going to get into the um, the Quinn Emanuel lawyers, but we'll talk about that too down the line, not right away because I got to talk to some folks. But I find it very interesting. I woke up this morning, saw the strike. It's like, geez, what's part of the game? So I went ahead and I went into work as usual, and not really tripping off of the strike, but like, okay, I'm gonna have to talk to some people about this. I I'm a producer for a radio station. There's a news blurb that came. It came in as I was producing the show, and I needed to air this. And I said, wait, what? Wait, what? This is funny. Um, Tell me if y'all can hear this. I got the clip. This is what I had to air today. This is national news, right? Tell me if y'all hear this. And Nicki Minaj is accusing Roc Nation of targeting her and her family. She reposted claims from the estranged daughter of Roc Nation's CEO, alleging abuse and censorship. Minaj says the label is trying to tear her family apart. Roc Nation has not yet responded. Okay, let me run it back. I don't know if y'all heard that, but this actually this was aired today. This came out today. I was just like, again, coincidence is God's way of staying anonymous. I don't know if y'all heard that. Did y'all hear that? Let me run it back. Melissa Minor Brown confirmed the resignation Tuesday, saying Selby chose what's best for her constituents.
And Nicki Minaj is accusing Roc Nation of targeting her and her family. She reposted claims from the estranged daughter of Roc Nation's CEO, alleging abuse and censorship. Minaj says the label is trying to tear her family apart. Roc Nation has not yet responded. KPIN.
So, um, yeah. Um, and the station I work for, I just found out they are sponsor one of the shows, one of the shows that I was going to produce, but I didn't produce. One of the shows that I um, was to produce is being sponsored by Quinn Emanuel. So yeah, if you're in my members, I'm going deep on that, just on the member side though. So if you're in my members, we're gonna break that down. I'm gonna break that down here because I'm gonna uncover that too. But that's a whole nother conversation. But y'all, look, man, it's crazy. The media bought and paid for. I think we be fighting for civil liberties, and we really need to fight for true and real
Free
research,
speech,
liberty,
research.
yeah, we free speech. I mean, there's a limit to free speech. Of course, you can't just go into a crowded theater and yell out fire. This Demore Hadley story is not that. It's not smoke. It's not BS. It's real. It's real.
It's
From
all
what I
real.
read,
From what you read, from what I read, from what we've all seen and what we've been getting to do. And what's wild is that this strike happened to come just before we're about to release part three, which is pretty much just a sign saying, hey, we don't want you to move forward and you should stop. You should stop. Otherwise, we're going to take your channel down. And that's crap, especially when you're doing it with stuff that you can't prove is real, stuff that we know isn't real. And there's receipts and evidence to prove that it's not real. It's and it's disheartening because the truth is we put yes, she does. She has a right to tell her story.
he
For
does.
crying out loud, if we could listen to Adria English for months, if we could listen to Lamisha Fuller for months, people who we know are lying, people who we knew were lying, people who were platformed, videos allowed to go viral. It's so funny. They're sitting here trying to accuse Demori of using the media to sway potential juries in her trial for what she's fighting for. And yet, Courtney Burgess was allowed to sit all over this platform and lie on multiple platforms. Chris Todd, why is nobody talking about any of that?
The fraud.
Because if the truth is what you're accusing of poisoning the jury pool, what were all of their lies doing to the Diddy trial?
Wow.
I just want to know. These people were allowed to sit here and the way they tried to attach them all to me. And what really pisses me off is the fact that nobody is giving me credit for busting every last one of those frauds out. Every last one of them out. Now, we do have content creators that are running around reaching out to the Hadleys, telling them all kinds of lies about me. Oh, you should stay away from Jag. You should do this because Jag is this, and she's going to record you, and she's going to do this, and she does all of this for drama, and she's a this and she's a that, and nobody is bothering to come out. Matter of fact, the same content creator that did that did a whole members only live attacking Natanya Rubin for absolutely no reason at all. We have to stop sitting here pretending like this app isn't complicit because it is. YouTube is complicit, period. They are complicit and they're full of crap. Just
Yeah,
like
that's
they're
right,
also
Martin.
not just like they're also not talking about the fact that credible witnesses who should have been on the stand testifying during this trial were excluded because of their media appearances. I'll be sure's media appearance is what excluded him from the Diddy trial. Natanya Rubin's media appearance is what excluded her from the Diddy trial. All of this stuff. Ashley Parham was excluded. which is interesting
why was she excluded?
because she did an
Why?
interview.
Oh, wow,
She
wow,
did that
okay.
documentary. She was in the same documentary
Ooh, okay.
with Natanya Rubin. And this was
Ah,
also before I was added to that lawsuit for something that I did not do, which it's looking like allegedly Christina Coram did all of those things.
well, we're gonna run down on that too because I think it's fallen
444 in the
on deaf
building.
ears. 444. It is falling on deaf ears that I made the connection between Ariel Mitchell and let's just say Roc Nation, right? I don't. Sources have told me, dude, you're so on point with that, and I'm like, oh, I mean, all I did was just do a little research, and yeah. So why did Ariel Mitchell include you in a lawsuit where we already got the proof? You were. We have the certified copies of that you were incarcerated. But they
and
still
later
included your
released
name.
and later released due to nulle prosecute because they didn't have any evidence or jurisdiction to hold me or do to me what they had done. Kind of like
Um,
what they're doing to Jonathan Oddie because Jonathan Oddie was not allowed to testify because he's still being held and they're playing with his case in Florida.
well, look the Jonathan Oddie, the Demore, and Jag. When I telling you, like it was gonna be a bop, like it was gonna be, it's still gonna be.
See, this is
Don't
the
get it
thing.
twisted. It's still
It
coming out.
is going it is going to come out. We might just need to change the way we do things though.
Oh man, but I wanted to hit them up there. I wanted to hit people upside the head. I'm still gonna do it, but I just
No,
got
the
to be
truth
very
is
careful.
no, they need to be hit upside the head because all of this is so illegal. But
Very.
let us not just step away from what's real. Okay. You have Rock Nation, you have Desiree Perez, and you have YouTube. What are Rock Nation's ties to YouTube? And why are people acting like there isn't a bias at YouTube for Rock
I,
Nation?
is it Leo Cohen?
Yes, the very man who mentored and groomed Mr. Carter to take over Def Jam to where they tried to destroy and run DMX completely out of the game. You know, it's been the same kind of underhanded tactics, and I've been watching it happen for years.
Right.
Guys, we got 521 people in the room. Can we make
Oh yeah,
sure
we
that
could
the
do better with
likes
the
are
lights. We
matching the
definitely
views?
could. We could do better with the
Okay.
lights. Come on.
Let's
This
just be
is come
very
on.
clear. Yes, Ra's al Ghul, as I call him. Ra's al Ghul, who runs allegedly the music side for YouTube and Google globally. And let's not forget who he was mentored by. He was
Yeah.
mentored by Russell. I ran to Bali on that midnight plane to Bali Simmons.
Now there may need to be an investigation because for whatever reason numbers for that video for those videos have been just
Extremely low.
extremely low.
I'm cutting
I
out. You
asked
can't hear
someone
me?
maybe because is it because of the wind? Can y'all hear
I
me?
don't know.
Who's saying you're cutting out? Oh, that's Ken saying. Y'all
Well,
can
let's
hear
be
her, right?
clear. Put a one in the chat if you guys can hear me okay.
It's buffering in and out a
Oh,
bit.
it's buffering.
Buffering all
I
of a
wonder
sudden.
why.
Hmm. Okay,
Why would
well,
it be buffering?
for the most part, all I'm saying is all this is being documented. We're gonna go through this whole journey of the documentation of silencing the truth. Um,
And
I already have
platforming
some,
lies.
well, that part too. But this, yeah. If I talk to, I'm going to talk to some people that some connections I have in the media. I don't think this is right. I really don't think this is right. If y'all don't think this is right, um, put a 7 in the chat. How about that? If y'all don't think this is right, put a 7.
That
Y'all
tends to
think this is
happen with my
fine?
lies. Yeah.
Well, yeah, yeah, yeah. But look, people. I honestly think, thank y'all. I think there needs to be something go around, a petition, something. We need to get something like this ain't cool. I'm pretty sure there are other content creators or other people that are trying to report uh, authentically and for real that are being suppressed as well. Um, this just needs to be out there. I just think this is total farce. All we're doing is just reporting what's out there, the news. She, Desiree Perez tried to get TMZ to cover her daughter's boyfriend at the time, now husband, trial or whatever was going on with his case.
And
This
intimidate
guy is
them.
this guy is like, I'm behind the scenes, but I don't mind being in the case. This guy does not want anything to do with any type of. He's not a celebrity. He's not none of that. Thank you. Um, this is MS. Thank you. He's not a celebrity. He's not no one of like. He's just a regular individual. But TMZ, you reached out to TMZ to have that situation covered.
For what? Only to show that you can drag somebody into the public eye, destroy them, and embarrass them. People, anyone who's believing anything that's coming from TMZ, the way they have made a mockery of this Diddy trial, the simple fact that TMZ it
Today,
has direct.
what did TMZ do today?
Oh my goodness. Oh, Diddy's charges have been dropped. Not true.
Yeah,
Amended. Not true. Understand this, in any kind of case, before it's time to give jury instructions, before they go to deliberate, there are plenty of times when, after all of the evidence has come out, that they amend the charges to make sure that it's clear cut so that the jury can make yeah, but no, it's the distraction. The truth is, there should have been no YouTube in involved in that trial
no
at
excuses.
all.
No,
There should have been
no.
no YouTubers there.
Mm-mm.
And the truth is, neither should TMZ. The second that Garagos was flagged for giving information in a podcast that he was doing with her, they're literally pipelining information straight from the courthouse to a media outlet that is duplicitous. And I can prove that for a fact.
They need to be investigated.
They have printed lies on me on several occasions. Wait a minute, I was on BJ's live. I couldn't believe they got the.
They got a gag order. Is that
Yeah,
what you said?
yep,
Oh, they what?
yep,
They granted
yep.
the gag order?
They finally granted the gag order. Yeah.
Damn. And that's funny because I literally was gonna get you, Jag, and
Well,
Demore to do a
let's not
live,
even let's not even
but
discuss that at this point.
yeah, it's fine. We ain't got to. I'm gonna do what I need to do on my end with the legal eagles because yeah, I'm not taking this land down.
Well, they
You
were
said they're
trying. I don't
trying
think it.
or
I
they're
don't think
trying.
it's happened.
Oh, it
I
didn't
don't
go
think it's
through.
happened yet.
Okay. Yeah, I was about
I
to
don't
say
think
because
it's happened
I
yet.
we would have heard
We
something
would
for
have
real.
known. We
We
would
would
have
have been the
known.
first to heard for real. But nonetheless, yeah. But we'll talk about that live situation. Uh, we got to be. We're just gonna tread lightly, but I'm gonna just this part 3 is gonna be. Oh my God, y'all done put y'all you fuck with the wolf, you get the fangs. Y'all put fire underneath my tail. That's just finna. I'm finna. It's gonna go up. It's gonna go up. Man, this because the part
Well, if
three.
if that's what BJ said, that's perfectly fine. Like I
Wait, what
said,
happened?
she said BJ said it was approved. I don't know. I'm not going to argue about that. I'm not going to go back and forth. I'm not watching all of BJ's content. I don't know what BJ has going on. We've been very busy doing what we're doing here. But what I do want, she read it on Pacer. Well, I mean, honestly, let's just be very clear. Just because
Let's
something is on Pacer does not mean it's true. There's plenty of false things that pop up on Pacer.
yeah.
I would know there have been a few false things that have popped up on Pacer about me. So let's not go
Yeah,
too
let's not
far.
jump to conclusions, but we'll find out.
Let's
We'll
not go
find
too
out.
far. I'm not calling anyone a liar, but what I will say is this. Regarding what we're doing here, whatever's happening on everybody else's channel, that's what's happening on everybody else's channel. Whatever they choose to share is what they choose to share. The only thing that we can do is share with you what we're getting directly from the source. And that's that.
Yep. Yep.
See, what they want is for people to start fighting about this. What they want is for people to start fighting over allegiance on the content. What they want is for people to go back and forth. This is what they want. But that lying ass lawsuit about me on March 23rd of 2018, that was on Pacer too.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Let's remember that. That was on Pacer too. You know, we have to stop giving so much credence to all of these public outlets that we're seeing sitting here. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm glad you guys are following Demore. I'm glad you guys are following all of these things. But let's just stick to what we're sticking to here.
Yeah.
I don't want to get I don't want to get too crazy about it. Because that's what they do. This information comes out here. This information comes out there. Whoop de whoop de woo. Yada yada yada. And the next thing you know, everyone's confused and no one knows what to think. Right now, what I do know and care about is that hashtag justice for the Hadleys is starting to pick up traction, and we need to keep sharing it. You know, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. And let's just be clear, from the second that we decided we were going to move forward with this, the second that we decided we were going to move forward with this, I was already preparing myself for everything that's happening. Everything. And I'm telling you this right now, guys. Let's just take the information and let's just continue to keep supporting, because what they want to do is they want to turn the public off of this story because they don't want anybody demanding justice.
I was just looking at the IG.
Okay.
It's actually the story is actually picking up steam, but I think they just put some gas on it with this. What I'm gonna do is reach out to her attorneys, and we're gonna see where it goes from there. Well, I'm not gonna do. I have some. I'm gonna get off this live in a minute, and I got to talk to some folks. Civil liberties, civil rights. There's a lot. I think there's a lot of violations.
There's beyond violations. This is just out and out breaking the law in plain sight.
And saying, what are you gonna do about it? Um, I already know a little bit of background about them people, and they're not nice to it. Like you know, you could deem some of the things they've done as dangerous. So,
No, not deem. They are dangerous.
well, you got
Hiring
to be very
unlicensed,
careful.
hiring
Listen,
unlicensed.
you got to be very careful of the language. I'm telling you, the people are
I
going to
know.
see it with the part three, because when I say it like that, let the people see it, because The story is out there, but when you let the people see it, it's like, oh, so let's say
And I think that's
Dean,
really the
because
problem. That's
that's
really
what
the
they don't want.
problem with the content. And that's why they're going after the content. And that's why they want to stop us. And that's why they want to shut it down. Because reading a lawsuit is one thing, having a conversation is another. But the way we have strategically put this whole thing together, from the questions that we asked to the way you were able to take it and frame it, it looks different. It hits different when you see it flat out.
You made it human interest. You didn't make it about sensationalists. You didn't separate
No,
the Hadleys. You made it about them. I mean, it's her suit, but it's about them. It's about love. It's about family. It's about, she even said she tried to uh, reconciliate or try to do some type of what do you call it? She tried to do some counseling with her mother. She's just like it's not. And some people you gotta love them from afar. I get it, but she has someone who really loves her in her life. It was really looking out for her, but you got other people that are trying to pull her away from that. People need to see that. Yeah, okay. She did get the gag. You just got the message. She got the gag. Yeah. So we're gonna chop it up. I just got the message. Yeah.
well, now that we
So
know it and we heard it from her, we were
yeah.
already prepared for
Yeah.
this, which is
Hmm.
part of the reason why we went in and we did everything that we did when we did it. Because guess what? Everything that we have happened before that. It is
Yep.
legal, it is
Yep.
legitimate, and there is
Yep.
nothing that they can do to stop it.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
content is the
So
content, and that's what it is.
yeah.
And it's just I mean, I know why they don't want us talking about it, because of who we are and because of what we bring to this conversation. And, me, after all of my years and everything that I've been going through and everything that I've been experiencing, the same things, the same tactics, hiring people to do work with you, hiring people to do business with you, hiring people to spy on you, hiring, that's all happened to me. And it happened to me in real time. So for me to be doing this story and for me to be telling these things and sharing these things, it makes it look even worse.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
makes it all look like it's common.
You're breaking up. You're breaking up. Maybe kill the video. You're breaking up. Oh yeah. Well, I ain't gonna say I ain't finna say everything that I'm finna do, but I just know it's health thing. Yeah, just take the video off and let's see if that works because it could just be a bandwidth thing. My video was fine, right? How about mine? Because it could be a bandwidth thing, but of course they know how to jam and do their thing. Yeah, this is disgusting. This is disgusting. Yeah, Jack, just don't just keep the video off. It's a bandwidth thing, but yeah. But yeah, no, I'm fine.
Hey,
They're saying I'm fine.
hear you.
They're saying I'm fine. Yeah. Um,
Can
say
you
something,
guys hear
Jack.
me?
They can
I'm
hear you.
here.
I can hear you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're open to strategy, but I'm talking to a few different attorneys that's going to just help me put this thing together. I just think it's disgusting that someone with money and perceived power can do the things that they uh, that they're doing to avert justice. I just think it's disgusting, very disgusting.
the way we do in this day and age, and with all of the people that can, be reached and things of that nature. Why is it that voices are so easily shut down? Shouldn't be. It should not be. And it's just very sad. I'm glad that we got out the things that we've gotten out, but we're going to have to get a little more clever, and we have to push forward. We have to push forward on their behalf. We have to. We've been hoping and we've been praying that this wouldn't be what it is, but I'm telling you right now, I, I'm not moved. If anything, I'm propelled. I'm propelled. And I hope everyone else is. I know that they're going to do whatever they have to do to try to shut us down, to try to take us down.
They're
But
gonna
I
try.
believe in something. I believe in something bigger. I believe in something so much bigger. Yeah, it would be great if you guys would come together. We need to raise money. The amount of time that we
Oh yeah.
invest, we this project is a labor of love, and we're grateful for the membership that we have. We're grateful for everything that we have. But the truth is, to fight these machines, it takes money. Millions of people, and I've said this on numerous occasions, millions of people have watched my videos. If I could get $1 for every view I get, that would be enough to help us fight this fight. Can you imagine
Indeed.
just one
Yeah.
view? There's almost 5 million views on this channel. If I was able to get one view, the way 5 million views on this channel, and this is the 8th channel. This channel was started September 24th of last year. I've been on YouTube for 5 years, actively creating content and engaging and being an activist full out front here on this godforsaken app. We need to raise money. I don't know about Cash App because the truth is, Cash App, one of the people that sits on the board for that company also has to be, or also happens to be a member of Roc Nation, one
Well,
of the owners of Roc Nation.
if anyone wants to give, they simply go to djaguarwright.com. There are many other options that you have on there. There are a lot of other options, So
But
yeah, but we're gonna
even
get
even if we even if we could just get $1 from every one of our subscribers,
yeah, that would help. You're
we
right.
almost have 75,000 subscribers here on the channel. We have more than a few hundred members. If we could just get people to just donate so that we could move forward, because the truth is, they're throwing money at this. They're not throwing time at it. They're throwing money at it, and they're getting other people to spend their time on it. That's not happening with us. This is our time. This is our money. We put all of this effort into doing all of this and bringing all of this to the future and to the fore, so people can see what is going on. Yeah, no, we need all the help we can get. All the help we can get. But my God, if we could get $1 from every subscriber that we have, that would be more than enough money for us to be able to fight the way we need to fight and do the things that we need to do. But when you have gladiators that are out there on the front line that are fighting a fight that you say you care about, you got to help them. You got to support them. Like even now, just sitting here with the numbers going up and down, we should be at least 500 likes by now, and we're not. All of this engagement helps push it through. They are doing everything that they can do to suppress us. We need your help. And that's just what's real. And now that they've put a gag order on Tamore, what are we going to do? Are we going to say, oh, well, okay, she's gagged and we're going to stop and we're just going to let it be and see how it all turns out? Or are we going to get active? What, what say you? Yes, God said no. The question is are we going to say yes? Are we going to pick up the charge? I'm not one of these content creators that gets online every day begging people for money for absolutely nothing or sitting online lying for hours doing all of this. No, I am someone who was chosen to walk away from everything to fight for the truth. You guys don't think I want my life back the way I'm used to living it, the way I'm used to having it? Of course I do. But I got to walk this thing all the way through. I got to walk through the fire. I don't have a choice. So please support. Please get together, do whatever you need to do. But this is a David and Goliath fight. We got a slingshot. Who's going to give us some stones? They barrel down, they barrel down, they barrel down, they put their money out, they put their money out, they pay the liars, they pay the frauds, they create all kinds of need our base to support. You know, it's they are doing whatever they have to do to stop the truth. And I'm frozen again.
You're fine. Well, yeah, you're frozen, but yeah, what it is behind the scenes they can choke the bandwidth. So there's methods of when you like, I got the still image up, you got the still image up. That's less bandwidth. But if you're live, we're both live. It's a lot of data that needs to come through. So they know that that could be a possibility. I'm not saying that's what's going on, but y'all know what's up.
I hear what you're saying. It's just funny. Why create the option for people to be able to go live if all it was going to do is create a problem in the streaming?
Well, again, behind the scenes, people can choke the bandwidth.
No.
I'm not going to go into saying who's doing what, but y'all know what's up.
Who knows how many spy members we have in this channel still that are sitting here trying to report it silently and quietly?
What is there
You
to
got to ask
report?
yourself. No, but that's the thing. You got to ask yourself. It doesn't matter. They'll report and report and report. They'll just put it. They know these little you create false results where there shouldn't be certain results. Let's not sit here and pretend like that's not real.
Well, again, we're not going to even sit here and pretend like nobody behind the scenes could be choking the bandwidth either. I'm just throwing it out there. Like, look, we know the games they play, so everybody just be aware. See, the problem is it's really just about being able to prove it. So I could say, oh yeah, but can we prove it? Well, we more than
Exactly.
likely could if we more than likely could if, like you said, if we got the right researchers, we got the right investigators, we got the we more than likely could do that. But yeah, yeah, y'all know for real though. Yeah, again, just thejaguarwright.com. If you could go there and just go ahead and give it up there. You'll see everything that's set up over there for her, and potential donations and stuff like that. And it's not even monetary. It could be just like a resource. Like, there's people like, private investigators. I had one. I still have them, but I didn't deem them to qualify. We need qualified individuals that's really going
Can we just be
to help
honest
us.
with what we believe allegedly regarding that investigator? Can we just be honest? They were paid off. They were paid off to give you
I'm
bad
sure.
information,
I'm sure they were.
allegedly.
Yeah, I'm sure they were.
But you got to ask
Yeah.
yourself, why are people working so hard to stop it if
You know why? You,
it proves that everything that they're saying is lies? It proves that everything that they're saying is crap. Let's be honest. People are upset at how good that interview actually is. They're upset. They're upset at how good the content actually looks. We have people now for the past year that have been doing everything they can to insert themselves into our work just to find a way to derail it or circumvent it in some way.
trying. They have
Thank
been
you,
trying.
Kat. Thank you, Kat. But we need to raise some money. We do. We need to raise some money so we can fight. It's a I can't even call it a blessing. It's a gift. It really is. It's a gift to be able to have a community like this.
Yeah, we appreciate everyone. Anybody that is a member on my channel, anyone that's a member on the Jaguar Wright Effect, the Jaguar Wright Show, and
So,
also,
yeah,
hey, y'all get over to the Uplift as well, because I think we're gonna have to do something over there too. Um, we appreciate everyone, anyone that comes in here, and thank you, Margie. Thank you for anyone who ever donated, like all that. We appreciate that. We got a lot. Well, I ain't gonna say a lot, because in all honesty, even Demore said that there was a lot more positive. Um, she was afraid. She said she was afraid that she would, get all types of criticism, and the crazy. Of course, there's a few crazy ones that came out, but not like crazy. Like, but she thought she would get a lot more fanatical, crazy, manical individuals coming at her online or in person saying whatever. But she said she got a lot of positive feedback from part one and part two. You sitting with her, asking her the pertinent questions. She got a lot of positive feedback. So we appreciate y'all, because I don't think she would have gotten positive feedback if she'd have sat with others that have these. Thank you, Angel Joy. Yeah, that have these maniacal followers. You guys are the coolest group of individuals on YouTube, in my opinion. So we appreciate that. But yeah, um, this community, let's just get active. Let's just get things popping. I
we
think
do. And we
again, I just think again, this is a travesty. Go ahead, Jack. I think you cut out.
I cut out again.
No, you good. You good.
It's definitely a travesty. But I also know that a big part of the reason why people are fighting as hard as they're fighting to do the things that they're doing is primarily because of all of the dots that it's connecting and of all of the places where it's pointing. There's so much corruption and there's so much collusion and there are so many people that are working together. Yes, hashtag justice for the Hadleys. I when I first came up with that hashtag, the reason why I did it was because I didn't want anyone to forget that it wasn't just one person that was being affected, it was a family that was being affected. And salute to Tawana Houston, um, Javon's mom, and the Houston family, and all that they've had to go through and all that they've had to endure. A lot of times these stories they hit and we hear it and we get caught up into the ooh, the who's who and the this, that, and we remove the human aspect, which is why the interview that we did with Demore was so important. And that's part of the reason why we put it out in pieces, because we did not want the whole thing to get snatched down. We wanted it to be able to grow. We wanted other content creators to see it and to get involved. And I pray that everyone who has been talking about this does not abandon this story. I hope that they do not become afraid, because I'm telling you this right now. The spirit of fear is exactly what the enemy is counting on to win. It's the spirit of fear. They want you to lower your vibration. They want you to lower your frequency because that's where they maneuver. That's where they manipulate. This is spiritual warfare. Let's be very clear. There is absolutely no way in the world that anybody should be ignoring the very, very, very real demonic games that are being played right out in front of it. Yes, F fear. We cannot move in the spirit of fear. And while we're here, before we go, because we're not going to be here too much longer, we have other phone calls that we have to make. We have other things that we need to do. Nope, God does not dwell in the spirit of fear. If you are rocking on that frequency, that is a place where God cannot live. God does not live in fear. But I just wanted to take a second. And while all of us are here, I just want to say a quick prayer. Um, so let's just take this time and go to God. As we turn to you, to the God of all, the one true living God, the God of all, we are in a fight. We are in a fight for your truth. We are in a fight for what is real. We are in a fight for decency and humanity. And more importantly than that, for standing up for the very principles that you have put to us. When we look at the Hadleys, we shouldn't just see this couple, we should see ourselves, because all of this could happen to us. And for some of us, it has happened. God, we believe in you. We put all of our faith in you. Whether there is a gag order or not, we pray that Demore's story continues to grow and grow and grow and grow. We pray that the word continues to get out, and we will not stop with this story. We will move forward. We will get the rest of this story out. I am asking for every member and every subscriber on this channel to please say a prayer for the Hadleys, for their well being emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically. We're asking for you to keep the Hadleys in your precious and perfect will. We're praying for their attorneys, for Hilton, and I believe his name is Nassim. We are praying for them to have victory in what they are going forward to achieve. We are praying for vindication. And we're also praying for full exposure of every corrupt, bad actor in law enforcement, in security, in the media, in the hospitals. We are praying that all of them be held into account. God, you know, I came to you earlier today and I prayed and I prayed and I prayed before we did this live. I prayed for every nasty trick that these people, these enemies are using to come after your chosen people, for them to be turned around on them. We say, return to sender. Let all of your plans fall flat. Let all of your lies choke your voices. Let you be gagged by God. We bring all of this to you. And we pray for the protection of every platform that has the courage to stand by this truth and to stand by this family and to stand by this story. We put it all in your hands. Let them lie. Let them cheat. Let them do whatever it is that they're going to do. Because I don't care what people say. God is undefeated. They like to say that the internet is undefeated, but that is not true. God is undefeated. And we know that here together as a family, you are hearing our prayers. And Lord, I ask for special consideration for myself and for Odell. Give ability to stand tall and to stand strong and to not waver and to not be ran off. Give us the ability to not only keep the peace that we have in you, but the confidence that we have in you. Let every platform that is affiliated with what we have and with what we are doing, let them all be protected as well in your confidence and your peace.
Well, the only thing I'm gonna say is I say all of that, but I'm gonna get into some gangster shit, and I'm not gonna talk. Um, no, I ain't gonna sell no wolf tickets and talk like I'm big and bad like that. What I'm gonna say though is, um, when it comes to uh, justice, you you gotta stand on something. You gotta have a solid foundation. I think um, a nation that's built on rocks. How about that? Just a rocky situation. You're not standing on nothing concrete. It may be rocky, but it ain't concrete. And the karma, the karma that you guys will face. I mean, this is not just man. This is y'all. There's a ever living God that you got to answer to. You really should be thinking about that. And when we say karma, karma is just the work you've done over your life work, right? If you've done all types of scandalous shit to people, trust and believe you gonna reap some scandalous things, your way. If you dwell in, let's just say D-rugs, cocaine, all that, right? If you I mean, if you sold D-rugs or whatever, to get by, yeah, okay, I understand that, but you still, that's karma. You're gonna have to answer to that because you sold possibly some D-rug during it's basically it basically was chemical warfare. You participated in the destruction of a lot of families, a lot of black individuals, brown individuals. You do not deserve to sit on a high horse and have people uh, at your beck and call do what you want so that you can, run from this justice. You understand what I'm saying? If you again, back to the life work, the karma. You sat and profited for however many years
Off of
running
other
with these
people's pain.
organizations, running with these organizations, making all types of money, living it up, doing what you're doing. You turn fed to save your ass, and you wipe your brow, you wipe your forehead. Like, oh, phew, I skipped that one. Take care, right? Um, you're gonna have to um, answer to somebody. I look at people like Fat Joe. Look at Fat Joe, right? Fat Joe talked all this mess about the origins of hip hop, and he basically sold a lie. He was saying some lying. He was saying a whole bunch of just cap, 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 cap. Now look at Fat Joe. I just say it like this: when you lie on God's people, that
You have to deal with
retribution
God's
comes quick.
justice.
When you lie
And welcome
on
to all new
God,
members.
when you lie on God's people, that retribution is coming quick. He was lying last year. Now look at him. He better lean back. His victims don't dance. They just pull down their pants. Um, yeah, you. I'm just talking. I'm not saying nobody in particular. I'm just saying a person who has that karma. They put in this work of selling death and destruction, D-Rug, all that. You help
Sell your
destroy.
body.
You help destroy a whole nation. We have potential. You've gotten rid of a group of potential doctors because their mother was strung out, and you know I don't want to get too deep into it, but I just honestly I'm just looking at how God, the universe, the creator works, and you're not gonna escape this. It's not gonna work out for you. That's pretty much really all I'm trying to say. I'm just saying, hey, the ancestors got you. They're gonna take care of you. God, whoever you pray to, and then let's not get into the 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 sorcery side of the game. You think all that's gonna work out for you? What you gonna sacrifice? A deer, a goat, a Nephilim? They ain't gonna. You can't run from true justice. Your karma is your karma. You done already did what you did. Huh, it's coming back. So
What I will say is I hope that the strike against us, and I hope that the gag order that was now placed on Demore is a wake up call to all of us. How serious this is and how real this is. This should be a call to action. This should be a call to arms. This should be enough to let you know that not only are these people telling the truth, but people are working very desperately to suppress it and to hide it. It's a long story, Auntie Leah. It's a long story, but we're gonna get through it all. But I want to thank everyone who has supported this story. I want to thank everyone who has shared it. Please continue to keep sharing. Please continue to keep engaging people. Please continue to keep sharing that hashtag and everything that we said in our prayer. We lift it all up in Yeshua's name. So let us be ready. I told you all weeks ago, we're at war. And when the empire strikes, the people must answer. And let's answer by not being moved. Let's answer by not allowing this. Now, I know you guys haven't seen a lot of me recently, and that's because I've been spending a lot of time just trying to take care of this story and make sure this story gets the proper acknowledgement that God, the money God that all of these people are worshiping, but the really, the true living God. God is our weapon. He is our shield. He is our sword. We lost the sound again. Well, I don't know if you
Sound
guys can hear me or not, but we're going to get ready to get out of here. There is some, yes, we are putting on the armor of God. We have to go. We have some phone calls that need to be made, some things that need to be done. And we just wanted to tap in with you guys and give you that update and let you know what's going on. But I tell you one thing, if they're coming this hard, it's because they're worried. And I'm going to tell you this right now. When you have a giant that is off balance, push harder. Thank you all. Thank you all. Let's get these likes up. And please share this live. You're absolutely right. God said no. He said no. They can fight all that they want, but God said no. And I believe God. And on that note, Jaguar Wright, set west. We'll see you guys soon. Shalom.